Wow, look at that. Welcome back to the Tired Witches podcast. It is your head witch, Olivia, joined by my incredible co-hosts, Grace and Ashley, down there. We are here for our very first ever deep dive live for the beginning part of Redeeming Six. Now, as our cover knows, we've been talking about this. We decided to go live and throw kind of like a 90s theme party. Why would we do a 90s theme party? Well, because this covers the very important 90s party that we're definitely going to get from two other POVs, potentially four other POVs in the future. Who knows at this point? Ashley, how are you today?
I am excited. You know that this is my favorite part of the timeline, so
Yes, yes.
I'm ready.
You've been obsessed with 90s party. How about you, Grace?
I'm also excited because this is also one of my favorite Boys of Tommen moments and one that lives rent free in my head. So, yeah, I can't wait to deep dive it.
I see that chat
got
comment.
my shirt.
Hey, I have that one. Is it the crop?
No, I didn't even know there was a crop option. That's so cute.
There's a crop.
Maybe I'll crop it myself. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm over, and I got my necklace on. So yeah, I love this. I love this scene so much. It's so fun because it's really the first time we see like BCS and the Tom and gang like engaging level.
Yeah.
So there's just so much to dig into. So I love that we're doing
this one party has so much, and I feel like this book kicks off with a bang, not just for Joey
Absolutely.
Aoife, obviously, but also for Hughie and Lizzie.
Mhm.
Like this is really and people can argue all they want, while the bones were laid there were hints in binding and keeping. This is really where it is laid bare, and someone else says, "Hey," type of deal. So I loved rereading that scene. My little annotating. I'm surprised you haven't annotated the hell out of this book, Ashley.
Who says I didn't?
You said saving is your most annotated.
Mm-hmm.
It is, but the beginning of this book. So every time I annotate this series, I get tired of annotating because it's taking me so long.
Yeah.
So the beginning of these books always have the most notes, the most highlights, tabs, and then you get towards the end, and it's
Me
like,
too.
I don't really need to.
This is the longest book in the series too.
Yeah.
So it's so far.
Also,
so far. Yeah.
Do you annotate, Grace?
No.
No.
I only started doing it for the deep dives.
What do you annotate, Ashley? What is your little
there's a really important quote. Like I'll do it, but I really just like highlight. Yeah, I don't do anything like that. I don't know.
So for my particular last time I annotated, basically I have a tab for every character.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have a tab for important foreshadowing. When I read the Lynch books, I have a tab specifically for Lynch trauma. And then for releasing 10 and taming 7, I have a tab specifically for Mark / the monster.
Okay.
That way you can when I'm rereading, I can go, oh, I'm going to skip those colors.
I only have characters I care about. So Joey, Lynch, Aoife, Lizzie, Hughie. I do have tabs for any Joey Lizzie interactions. I also have any Hugh and Liz foreshadowing moments. Foreshadowing in general. Moments that piss me off. And then quotes I like. But yeah, that's usually what I stick with. But then, like you said, at a certain point, because I have all these annotations, I'm like, I'm done. I'm like, or running out of tabs. Like,
exactly.
And then I forgot what colors. I can't match them back up.
And then it's just like, you know what? I just really want to finish the story. And sometimes you get so sucked in. It's like, well, I don't want to stop and underline that, you know? So,
yeah.
But we are so excited for this. We are so excited you guys are here. This is going to definitely be more of a structured live than you're used to because, as always, this will be a recording for people later. And since this is part of the deep dives, we don't want it to be too chaotic or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So what we are going to do, like our last deep dive, is we kind of have a new format where we each take a turn covering a chapter and then the other two will add on with comments or anything. So while each of us are reading or covering our part, the other two are going to monitor the chat. So if you have anything that you want to include, you have any questions or anything, please include it and we will get to it. But
Yeah.
yeah, that is kind of going to be how this part goes.
Should we just jump right into it? Guitar disclaimer?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Let's do it, you guys.
Make sure you guys like and subscribe, share the live. Let's get this going because I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't know about this. So
Yeah.
let's try to get a big audience tonight because, like I said, this is a big part of the timeline, and I would love to see how everybody else interprets this.
Oh, yeah. And then what we miss or what they miss, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That would be interesting too. Okay, so as we know, the Boys of Tommen series deals with some deeply heavy, emotional, and triggering themes. Since we're breaking the books down in detail, those topics will naturally come up in our discussions. Take care of yourself, pause if you need to, and only listen in a way that feels comfortable for you. However, this is actually not an absolutely terrible part of the book, which is kind of crazy when you think about it.
Part 1 of Redeeming 6 centers around the infamous 90s party, where every couple is navigating their own relationship drama. As Joey and Aoife finally find their way back to each other, the Christmas break comes to a close, setting the stage for the start of a new year, a new school term, and the official beginning of the 2005 timeline.
Okay. Ashley, 90s party is your baby. You want to jump right into it? Start us off here?
Let's do it. Let me just find my page here. All right, we start off chapter 1 still trying in Joey's point of view, and Joey and Aoife have been broken up for about a week now, or really has it been 2 since it was Christmas and then they talked to each other on New Year's Eve, and
yeah,
it's really complicated.
It's
really.
been like less than 14 days probably.
Yep.
Yes, exactly. So Joey is at work. He's talking to Tony, and Aoife has not told her family that she and Joey have broken up because Tony is basically trying to pry it out of Joey. What's going on? She's so upset. She's always crying in her room. Of course, this makes Joey feel absolutely terrible. And then he's like, I think she had a fight with Casey over Christmas.
I love throwing Casey under the bus.
Yeah, right. Poor Casey.
And what's funny is I think Tony knows because he's like, yeah, you call. I think he knows.
Real. Yep. So then he goes out for a break. Tony makes a comment about no smoking for the new year, Joey, and he calls Aoife, and once again they just have this, stop doing this, Joey, but a lot of what we talked about at the end of Saving Six. And basically she is like, are you still clean? Have you stayed away from Shane Holland and all of that? And that's basically how we end this chapter. But they're not doing so well apart from each other.
No, they're not. Any thoughts on this one chapter, Grace?
No, I love Aoife on this. She just cracks me up on the phone call, just like being like, don't call me unless you're ready to get back together. I did highlight, I think it's interesting that Joey mentions that Shane keeps trying to call him, but he's ignoring it. So it really shows how much he's trying. But other than that, I think Ashley covered everything. How about you, Olivia?
I think I highlighted it here that he specifically states that he's trying for her this time around. He's trying to do better specifically for her. Not for himself, not for his family, but for her. So, yeah, I did highlight that. Number 2, go ahead, Grace. Aoife's point of view.
Yes. So,
I know. I'm sorry.
A little crazy. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Serving pints and pricks. So we are in the same time as the last chapter. However, we jump over to Aoife's POV as she's working at the Dinnerman. And unfortunately, this is where we get a lot of insight into her interactions with Teddy. The foundation was kind of laid for that in Saving Six. And she really shows the role of who he is at the Dinnerman here. She says, unfortunately, one of those orders just so happened to come from a man who made my skin crawl. Teddy's saying to her, I'd enjoy my drink a lot more if you popped a few buttons on that blouse. And he's like, don't you have a wife at home? A pregnant wife? And she even says this wasn't his first attempt to lure me out back for a quickie, but that didn't make it any less disturbing. Couldn't agree more, Aoife. even going as far to call her prick tease. And I think he's once again, we mentioned this in the Saving Six deep dives, but Aoife does not back down from this man. I highlighted that Teddy says about Joey, he's either going to end up killing himself or someone else, and she goes, then let's hope it's you. I'm like, damn girl, you tell him.
And then she's like, he's more of a man than his father.
Yeah, I know, and that's not the first time she said something like that to him, and again, does not back down. But it's really interesting that this, like, just when she's in the throes of her breakup with him, and like dealing with Teddy at the bar, she makes this observation: how could I be angry at him for trying to fight against turning into the piece of shit now propping up at the bar? He was terrified of us becoming his parents and had taken drastic measures to stop that from happening to protect me. So, I'd like just she knows exactly what's going on there and understands the situation for not stop her from wanting to get back with Joey, and we know that eventually happens. And then one of Ashley's favorite things to point out, we get right when she comes home and Trish asks her, "Are you pregnant? Are you pregnant?"
Right away, man. Like,
right away.
Right away. I was like,
no, whew. I'm not. I'm about to conceive my child tomorrow night. No big deal. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yep.
The irony. And it's funny because she brings up her period here, and that was her last period that she does end up having. So she's like, am I what? And she's like, pregnant? You can tell me if you are. And she's like, no, I'm not. And that's when she admits to her mom that she's sexually active with Joey, which Trish is such an understanding mother here. I love the
so nice.
Yeah, I'm like, I wish my mom would have talked to me like this when I was like in high school.
I think I talked about this in my Redeeming Six vlog the first time I read it. I just really appreciated the way Trish handled
I agree.
this because you know everyone's going to react to your teenager having a pregnancy in a different way, and I think just the way that she handled it was incredible.
She's such a great mom.
She's not coming at her like judgmental. She's literally like, "Hey, you can talk to me if you are."
Yeah, she's like, "I know you love him." Like,
it's why I rate her high when I'm ranking the parents.
Yeah,
you know, she's got her faults for staying with a man who continues to cheat on her, but when it comes to her kids, she's a pretty good job.
But it's ironic how much that Trish is like really driving the point home of staying safe, taking her pill at the same time every day, using condoms. And those are the two things that end up bringing AJ into this world. I did make a small highlight of something that I know we've all discussed before about her having a period before Christmas. Always think this is funny that Aoife brings up. I specifically remember because I'd been out shopping with Casey that week and didn't buy this really cute white skirt from the Modern to wear out for Katie's birthday, even though it was a total bargain at a tenner because I knew I couldn't risk wearing it. So Katie's birthday is in December. Surprised no one else had picked up on that before. Before we had put it up a few months ago.
I keep forgetting we're live. Never mind.
Yes, we have to censor. We can't make the side comments and edit them out unless, we've always got eyes on us, so we got to behave ourselves.
I know we've got eyes on us.
Just wanted to bring that up because that always stuck out to me, being like, interesting. And also, it's interesting because we brought up in the last deep dive how, like, Katie wasn't like she ditched Casey on her birthday. She didn't go to Aoife's birthday, but they showed up for her birthday dinner. Very interesting. I don't know. Anyway, so that's kind of where it ends the chapter. Aoife does end up admitting that her and Joey have broken up. Trish tries to talk to her, and she just shuts it down and moves into her room, and that's where the chapter ends.
I do have something highlighted here. I have the quote where she says, because I think this is fascinating, because we've pointed out in the deep dives before the parallel of when she's sitting talking with her mom about Joey and what type of man she wants and doesn't want. And she's like, I would never lose myself on man. And eventually that's exactly what happens with Aoife. We have something very similar here with this comment. Thanks for the vote of confidence, by the way. I really appreciate how much faith you have in my ability to not ruin my life. And I hope you plan on giving Kev the same supportive pep talk. So she views here that having a baby would ruin her life, right? Well, you're about to have that baby, girl.
Damn.
And Ashley, any thoughts on that chapter?
No, you guys covered it beautifully.
Thanks.
No other notes. No other notes.
Chapter 3 is Turf War. I absolutely love this chapter. I love this chapter for so many reasons. This is Joey's POV, and we get Joey out on the GAA pavilion with Podge and Alec. And they are playing their little hurling game, whatever it is they do. Well, I don't even know what hurling is still to this day. We throw balls around. I don't know.
It's fascinating. You
Um,
should watch some footage sometime. It's crazy. And
yeah,
yeah,
I have
yeah, it's
no
so
idea what they're
fascinating.
doing here.
Yeah, you should watch
I
it.
literally don't, like I said, I don't imagine these things, so I'm not imagining they're doing anything. It's just
Yeah.
not there in my head. Um,
Mhm.
anyway, I love this. It's just the group here, Alec, Podge, and Joey, like going back and forth. I love this because really in this book we're starting to get Joey not just with Aoife and his family, but Joey with other people. Joey with Podge and Alec, his friendships. Right? You don't get a lot of that in Saving. You get him with Lizzie here, right? So even Aoife, you start getting her deeper into her friendships outside of Casey. You've got Katie coming in, right? So I really truly appreciate these little small moments that we're seeing. He does go out with his friends and do things with them, and his friends care about him. Podge deeply cares about him in this moment, right? He tells Podge here that he's taking a time out from him and Aoife, right? And this quote is very important. I forced myself to admit out loud to quite possibly the only person I trusted aside from the two girls in my life. He's talking about Aoife and Shannon. Oh, I'm just like, oh,
I had that one
I
highlighted
love,
too. Yeah,
I love
I
it when
love
he
that.
mentioned Shannon and trusting her. Like that brother sister duo is so good. Um, and Podge is like, since when are you guys taking a break? And he's like, since I pulled my head out of my long enough to see what I was doing to her. And Podge is like, are you guys broken up for good? And he's like, it depends. Podge is really trying to be like, you're a good guy. How long have you been sober? They talk about that. They could talk about, I thought you only went after Aoife because of Paul. And he's like, that was just an added bonus. Um, and then Alec comes back and he sees Podge. Podge and Joey obviously have a much closer relationship than Alec and Joey or Alec and Podge. He sees them whispering. He's like, um, he's like, you guys are speaking in riddles around me? And he goes, because you're perceptive, Podge shot back with a smirk. No, no, I'm not. I know what you two effers are doing. Don't deny it. He said you were perceptive, Al. Do you know what perceptive means? Of course I know what it means. It's when you're second guessing everything and don't trust a word of what's being said around you. And then and then they laugh at him and he's like, no, no one's ever gonna accuse you of being perceptive again, don't worry. So like
You know what that reminds me of? That little like interaction is when Johnny and Gibbsy are talking in the common room, and Gibbsy's trying to say like you're a resurrector, and Johnny's like that's not a real room, and Gibbsy like has to go down the hall, look it up on the computer, to come
yes,
back like skulking. It's such a Gibbsy coded moment, which
it
proves that
really
Alec
is.
is like the
The little
BCS Gibbsy.
I love that.
Yeah.
And then we get a little flash forward. It's still the same day, but the boys are still playing forever. Apparently, Jesus, how long do these games last? Um, and Podge notices that there's a group of people watching him on the field, right? And Podge goes, "They're definitely watching us. I think they're from Tommen." Alec noted, rubbing his jaw. "I've definitely seen that big fella in the local paper playing rugby." Joey goes, "Yeah, they drink at Biddy's. What are they doing here? Wrong pitch." And then Joey's immediately like, "Give me a second. Also, I just love how Joey's like, I'm gonna go figure out why they're here." He's like, stomps over to them, and Podge is like, "Don't lose your head." They're trying to keep him calm, and he approaches them. He's like, "You got a staring problem, assholes." And Alex is like, "Oh Jesus, we're all gonna die," because it's like six versus those three, and Joey doesn't even care, man. Doesn't bat an eye. Um, and then, yeah, that's the one. You do the talking, Gibbs. This one had a familiar look about him with blonde hair and a goofy as F smile. "Howdy, friend. I'm not your friend. You have no business here." And then Gibbsy goes, "Are we about to have a turf war?" Gibbsy doesn't take anything seriously. Nothing. Nothing seriously at all. Like he's being threatened and he's like, "Oh, are we gonna get into a little scuffle?" And then he quotes Grease here. He's like, "Yeah, just like the T-Birds and the Scorpions in Grease." Like Joey has ever watched the movie Grease before in his life.
Also,
Um,
foreshadowing to him and Claire dressing up as Grease for
yes,
Halloween.
yes. Don't
Uh,
mind Gibbsy. He's a fair bit dysfunctional. "And how do I know you?" I demanded, eyeing him warily. "I'm Hughie Biggs. Our sisters are friends." yeah, we come in peace. And you get them trying to like talk to Joey here. I don't know why they thought this would work. This is hilarious to me that they would just approach a random stranger and do what they're about to do. But I guess when you're teenagers and desperate, you would do absolutely everything. I never would have done this. But Huey's like, okay, our sisters are friends, which means we're sort of friends or acquaintances. Maybe no. Okay then. Um, and then Joey goes, I don't do friends. And Alec in the background goes, hey, what am I? Dog shit. And then Huey's like, okay, fair enough. Clearly coming here was a bad idea, but Gibbs is not backing down. He's like, hey, we're looking for Drugs. And he's like, you came to me because Joey's like, you came to me because we heard the rumors. Another one said, rumors from Huey. And Huey groans loudly and says, Jesus, Gibbs. Approaching someone who has rumors about drug usage to ask for drugs is a hell of a thing. I don't know why no one was like, this is incredibly problematic. Like, I could be shaked in the street for doing it. Like, if I would never go out on the streets of LA, see someone I clearly know is out and be like, hey, you look like you got some good stuff. Can I?
I'm really dying to get this from Hugh's POV because what really like
Well,
pushed him that it was like,
okay.
I need to do this.
Yeah, and why did they go to Joey? Who said Joey would be? Did Katie say something?
Ooh.
Yeah. Didn't they make that clear? I think if it's not mentioned here, it's in a different chapter.
We've heard the rumors, is what he said.
Mm-hmm. But that's why I'm like, Shannon's not at school yet. She's not chatting with her friends. Who would have been like a little? Yeah, Claire would not know. Who would be a little birdie that would be like, if you want some drugs to easily get, this is going to be the guy.
Oh, look at this. Huey definitely saw Joey smashing up the car in December.
Interesting.
I still don't think that would have led him to knowing that. Okay. We know based on snippets that Katie watches Joey sneaking in to Aoife's house, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know that Katie has warned Aoife off of Joey specifically because of the drugs, right? That's in Saving Six, okay? Is she talking about the situation with Huey? And that's why Huey knows that Joey has access to these things, right? That's what's going to happen here in this chapter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what's about to happen. But yeah, I think that we know that Katie doesn't like drugs. She doesn't like people doing drugs. She's constantly accusing, I don't want to say she's constantly accusing, she's accusing other people of being on drugs just by how they look, right? And I think that's from where she grew up in. If you grew up in an area like that, you're surrounded by it. That's just natural. So that's always like your first inclination. So I'm very curious to get this from Huey's POV to figure out, because Huey doesn't seem like the gossip type.
No, exactly. That's why I was like, okay, where did they hear this piece of information?
Well, and then there's the whole thing.
Huey does not gossip about people. Okay, no. He doesn't gossip about Lizzie. He doesn't gossip about Katie. He doesn't gossip. You all can say that's your theory. I would tell you right now, he does not. Okay, so he's not going around talking about Joey Lynch being a known drug addict.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's the thing is they don't go to the same school. So you knew who the druggies were at your own school, but
exactly. Yeah, so why would Hugh know anything about BCS? So we know Shannon's transferring to Tommen, right? Was Clara and Huey talking about Shannon transferring over to Tommen, and Katie's there with them, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I know her brother because he's dating Aoife. He's got trouble with drugs and whatnot." Like, is that how it went? Like, it wasn't like her gossiping. It was just an offhanded comment about Shannon and her family and why Shannon might be needing to transfer to Tommen. You know, I don't know. Don't want to speculate too much on it. I mean, it's not that
Katie
important.
did witness with Aoife that one scene when Joey was really young of him like outside with Shane and the boys in Rosewood.
Well, that's what I mentioned earlier. That's when she first mentions that he's got a drug problem.
Yeah,
right.
Totally. Yeah. And even like they only saw him smoking weed, and to, when you're in high school, I'm sure that people
Well,
will.
to be devil's advocate too, because Olivia and I really did touch a lot on this during that part of the deep dive. At that moment in time, Katie was the equivalent of a fifth grader,
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is the same age
100%.
as my daughter. And how that scene laid out was you could really tell she was like nervous. She didn't want to be seen there. Like, my grandparents are probably watching through the window and I'm going to get in a lot of trouble. So,
100%. When
y-
you're in high
yeah.
school and a teenager, I don't necessarily take it as judgment so much as observation and just like,
Especially with strict,
yeah,
we know that her
yeah,
grandparents are strict, right?
mhm,
mhm,
So who knows what they're saying to her and what that is doing, you know? That perception is judgmental, but not judgmental on purpose, right? Does that
mhm,
make
yeah,
sense?
yeah,
yeah,
Um, anyway, I honestly find, and people can complain, I find this incredibly problematic, what this conversation that goes on here, okay? Um, Gibbsy starts talking about, Joey says, do I look like a dealer? And I'm not a dealer. And Gibbsy says, but you do have contacts, right? You know, friends in low places and all of that jazz. You are from Elks Terrace, aren't you?
yeah. I did not like that comment.
I find that incredibly problematic
Hmm.
to put people from lower income into a certain type
yeah,
just because they're from
absolutely.
a lower income and they live in a certain place, right?
Especially since someone from Elks Terrace is about to become another student.
One of, yeah,
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 it's crazy.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Another student that I'm sure Gibbsy is aware Shannon's joining, you know?
mhm. Yeah,
Hmm.
100%.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, because we talked about this. I'm sure there are people that will go watch all the deep dives from the beginning, but Olivia and I really talked about in Binding 13. Claire and Gibbsy they're not attached to the hip like
Mm-mm.
they normally are.
Yeah.
At this party, like we'll get into, they are.
Hmm.
So there's a lot going on for everybody except Johnny
Yeah.
and Shannon. They don't even know each other yet.
This is where we first get Joey calling Gibbsy Gus. um, and then Gibbsy's like, it's Gibbsy, although my mom calls me Gerard, whatever you want to say it. And Joey's like, I don't give a shit what your mother calls you. And then he turns back to Huey and says, don't come back here, Biggs, and especially not with him. So he's still opening that door for Huey to come to Joey in other instances. He just doesn't want Gibbsy around when he does it. Um,
It's like that guy pisses me off. Can't
yeah.
blame him after the Elks Terrace comment, though.
And then at this point, Feely's there and he's like, we can pay, we have money, whatever you want, it wouldn't be an issue. And he was like, don't say that, we only have 200. Now I was listening. 200? He's like, yeah, is that enough? And they're all kind of like looking at each other and they're like, realizing they could get some money from this. Honestly, I don't blame Joey here in this instance. His family is struggling. He needs to feed his siblings.
Yeah.
200 is a lot of money, especially back in 2005 for a teenager. Yeah. And so he's like, at this point, he's like, you know what? For my mom, yeah, I'll do this. Um, Podge tries to talk him out of it. Once again, Podge being a good friend. He's not judging Joey here. He's just warning Joey that this could be a very slippery slope, right?
Hmm.
Um, and Joey's like, listen, I don't care. I'm going to do this. Podge is such a good friend. He says, if you need money for your family, I can. Joey cuts him off immediately. But what a good friend. He's like, I would rather give you the money than you have to go and do this. But Joey, being
Mhm.
Joey, doesn't want handouts from his friends. He's like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. Either way, bad idea or not, I'm doing this. So, I love the chapter and the chapter. I have so many different emotions with that chapter because we get the first BCS Tom and crew interaction here. Um, it's hilarious. I can't. I want to see this on the TV show where you see like Joey, Podge, and Alex, and then the camera slowly pans over and you see a bunch of six guys standing on the other side of the turf, and they're like Tom in
Being all
uniforms.
awkward. Yeah.
I know, especially since let's face it, I love the casting for Joey, Hugh, and Gibbsy. So
Yeah.
just
Oh man, it's gonna
seeing,
be
yeah,
so
Love
good.
them.
it's gonna be
It's
great.
yeah. Yeah, it's in Joey's words, it's gonna be funny to see these posh fuckers like trying like keep up with
And
the
Hugh like
BCS
trying
group.
to talk Gibson and Gibson's like, I need the drugs for Captain.
It's so funny.
BCS is the superior group. To me,
Absolutely.
BCS is everything Tommen wishes it could be. It is the found
Mhm.
family.
Yeah. For sure.
Tommen, not so much. They've got some issues over there. Anyway, Grace, go right into chapter 4.
Well, that's
We're
actually
done with
my
that.
turn.
Oh, is it? Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Hey, let's be fair here.
Go for it. Hey, this is a like
This is
2
a
page chapter. Go for
democracy.
it. If you want to read 2 pages that not a lot happens, go for it, Ashley.
I
About the other chapter.
have a comment though. So chapter
I
4,
have a
the
feeling I know
closest
the
thing to
comment.
crazy. Aoife's point of view. So Aoife is still moping in her room and everything. Same night. This whole part is going to take place the same night. And Casey and Katie come over, and they're basically like, "We're staging an intervention. You cannot be, sulking like this. You're going to come out with us." Now, Casey does make a comment. And she's like, "Get even, but don't get fat." Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but is this the first time that we are alluded to the fact that Katie has an eating disorder? We know she's insecure in the 13 duet, but we don't know why. And right after she says that, Katie spluttered. "You don't say things like that." Now, as a person who is not the thinnest, I will say it is not great to hear when your thin friends
No.
make comments like that all the time. And I really noticed that. And the word splutter does mean confusion, anger, like shock, like.
Mm-hmm.
And I really thought about this because we know Hughie doesn't reveal things to people. So there's no way anyone in the 13 duet would know. But I think this is the first time you really get oh, this is an eating disorder.
Mhm.
I wouldn't have picked up there unless we're really looking into it. I think it's an uncomfortable comment to make in general, to be quite honest with you. Um, but it would make sense that Katie is the one who's saying, because right now it is not canon that Katie has an eating disorder. Right now, this is all speculation based on uh, basically really that one thing Chloe put out, which we know
Yeah.
is already incorrect because birthdays are incorrect on that, right? So things change. We're not 100% positive that's what's going on here. We know she's severely insecure. We know that she probably has an eating disorder, but currently that is just based on other people's perceptions. We don't have Katie's POV. So that is a good pickup. I did not pick that up here, Ashley. I didn't.
Well, I really looked at it, like, she really said something right away, and the word spluttered. Like, I specifically looked up that word, and it said, speak rapidly, incoherently, out of confusion, shock, or anger.
I think it's interesting here too. Casey is way more aggressive here in this book than she was in Saving.
Yes. Especially this night.
Especially
Girl
this
gave
night.
me secondhand embarrassment.
I was like humiliated for her reading her. I'm like, ugh, ugh.
She got too drunk. Hey, we've all had a night like that in high school. Come
Not
on.
me. Not me.
Not me
I was
either.
a baby.
I didn't start
was
drinking till college.
Were you guys not
I was a
partying
baby.
and going to house parties in high school?
No, I was watching Rugrats
I did,
on
but
Saturday nights.
I was drinking UV blue and
Guys,
Bud
I
Light
was every
Platinum.
parent's
Smirnoff
dream.
Ice.
Smirnoff Ice. Oh my god, I specifically. I'll send you guys pictures later.
I was pretty much DJ Tanner from Full House. I did what was expected of me.
It's so funny
mean,
when people
boring,
like
I know.
romanticize the high school house parties with these books, but I'm like, oh god, I would not relive that.
They
Yeah.
scared me.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going here. My husband is texting. Sorry guys. This is what happens when we do DW. My husband's texting me talking about fucking strawberries.
Don't get them. You'll get the diarrhea.
Is he talking about that?
No,
You know
he's
what?
like,
Let's
the
move on.
strawberries are outside, you guys. I'm like, do you want me to stop my live stream to go outside and get some strawberries, bro? Like, I don't know what you want me to do.
Thank you, Amber. Anacella. Four Locos. I got a story for you guys. I'll drop it in the Discord.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Looking
I
forward
didn't
to
ever
that.
get like crazy drunk, so that was just
Yeah.
God, I have so many stories.
too afraid of being judged. I was so afraid.
But
I had
anyway,
a boyfriend who got crazy, so like I had to babysit my boyfriend.
Oh my god, same.
So,
but yeah,
back to
Olivia,
this.
that is right though, that Casey is super aggressive here.
Mm-hmm. Katie calls her out on it. She's like, Casey, please, you need to tone it down.
Yeah.
Like, you're, like, come on.
I know, I kind of like Katie in this chapter.
It's why, like, we'll talk about it down the road, but, like, I'm really curious to see how that car ride goes with Casey drunk in the back and Katie and Feely.
Feely
Like,
there too.
that's an interesting.
Especially after, man, I can't wait to
Yeah, we'll
say
get into it. We'll get into it. But do you guys have anything else to add to this chapter?
I do, because speaking of Katie, she's already right off the bat, she's around a lot more. She's mentioned more.
Mm-hmm.
She's mentioned more because now Hugh and Liz are mentioned more, and we know Katie's essential to Hugh and Liz's story. But in Saving, she's barely there. She's not hanging out with
I think we only got
Casey
like
and
2
Aoife
mentions
alone.
of her.
Yeah, but here you're getting it so much more. So I just had that little note that we see a lot more of her. Yeah.
Oh, and then they do cut her hair.
I mean,
don't they give Aoife her haircut?
She wants one, and they tell her
or they mention it.
Aoife wants one, and
she's
they
like,
no.
maybe I should cut my hair, and then
as
that's
every
when they're
girl
like
does when they have a terrible breakup. You're like,
when they go through a breakup.
But Casey stops her. She's like, you're not going to cut off those luscious locks.
What she does
every girl
anyway.
either like gets a haircut or pierces their nose or something like that.
Belly button ring.
You have to do.
Dye your hair black.
But I think it's funny. I think it's funny when like Katie's like, is it really that kind of an intervention? And then Aoife goes, I think I need a new haircut, and Katie goes, oh my god, it is. It's like very real. I do want to point out also, I brought this up before. I think it's so interesting that Casey is like really mentioning she needs to go to this party.
Oh, you mean this line right here where she says,
yeah, I said it's going to be filled with rugby players, Aoife, big, hot, sweaty, sexy rugby players. And you are going to come with us. So I have a feeling she wants to see Mr. Patrick Feely.
If you're not ready to get over your ex by getting under one of those fine-ass rugby boys, so she already knows what they look like, I will take one for the team and do it for you.
Well, they just hung out with them a week ago on New Year's Eve. We know that from Saving 6. So
Aoife bailed on that.
It stayed in her mind. She had her eyes on.
This has been a wild.
Wow, I love Acella's comment here. Casey, I need to know why she was really worked up, because I think it was because
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
That, like I said, that girl gave me secondhand embarrassment, but you don't really drink that much and have those emotions unless you're already kind of riled up about other things.
Yeah,
I know. What if she's like being mugged off by Feely? So that's
don't
why
we
she's
have
like
a snippet
too?
And
overcompensating.
I think we have a snippet mentioning Casey thinking about Katie Feely.
She's angry at Feely and Katie.
Yeah, I quite frankly am so sick and tired of hearing love triangles involving Hughie, Lizzie, Katie, Hughie, Lizzie, Feely. No, it's this that I'm interested in. This is an actual triangle, and it's messy, and I want to know what's going on here.
Like, Casey just...
Yeah.
I like... Is this not a relatable thing? Like, you're like all upset about a guy, you like him, and he's not giving you what you want, and then you like show up somewhere he's gonna be, have too much to drink. I know this is not a unique experience.
Yeah. Hold on,
That's why I sympathize with her. I don't like her, but I also don't like myself in those moments that I've had like that.
True.
Such is life, you know, it happens.
I'm saying.
Okay, chapter 5.
Now this is me. Now this is me. We're officially at the 90s party in the Biggs household. So here we are with Joey observing everything he's spending my Saturday night inside a house that could easily accommodate 3 might have grown up in, surrounded by a bunch of people from Tommen College, was not something I'd ever anticipated happening. So they did officially go to the 90s party. Very curious how he got talked into that one, but I don't know. Maybe just he went to make the deal and ended up staying.
Well, free food. Come on, man.
Free food, and then you don't have to go home.
Yeah. I mean, good point.
Really rush to get home to that, because at this current point, Teddy's not living at home, so he doesn't really have to be there to monitor things, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. Oh my god, I highlighted that they're playing Vanga Boys. Boom, 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 boom. I don't know why. I just love me some Eurodance. I sang that at karaoke a few weeks ago. Fun fact. I will send you guys a video.
I had this song playing earlier when I was making backgrounds for Olivia. I was
Oh my
just
god,
like getting
Estella,
into it.
you figured out how to send a gift. Hell yeah.
Oh,
I
thank
love that.
you.
Oh, thank you. You're so sweet.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Stella. I love you.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, here we have Joey observing Claire and Gibsy about, like you guys said, they're actually getting along at this party. I love this line. He says about Gibsy, yeah, he was a few grand short of a full box. And then we see Hughie being productive over Claire with Gibsy, saying avert your eyes from
Rightfully so.
Yeah, rightfully so, rightfully so. Also, like, kind of a bit of projection going on there as well. Um, also highlighted here, there's so much going on. I highlighted so much because I'm really trying to figure out who's where and what they're doing and like what's going on. Because he's asking where's Alec, and Podge goes, he went upstairs with some posh girl with a huge rack, and I'm like, who could that be?
I know.
He's not up there with Bella, is he?
I don't know if
I don't think Bella
there.
would be invited to this house
Yeah,
party.
That's true.
But then again, the
Like-
entire rugby team is there.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
the
like
thing. She would probably
freaking candy store.
sneak in like a snake.
But Bella's a different beast.
and also
especially after
Lizzie's-
like the stalking.
True.
Lizzie's gossiping about Bella to Joey later. Maybe she got that hot tea that night because she saw something go down with Bella and Cormac.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, so yeah, Podge and Joey are getting lit and chatting it up. And then this is the very first like real Hugh Liz interaction we get. Because all of a sudden Joey's overhearing, because he's only using you, I heard someone say, and I turned my attention to where Hughie was in a heated discussion with another familiar blonde. This one wasn't his sister Claire. No, this was Shannon's other little friend. Either way, she was standing near the doorway with her arms folded across her chest, glaring up at Hughie Biggs, who was glaring back at her while he flailed his arms around in an obvious exasperation. You can't seriously be considering going upstairs with him. Like you give a shit, she said. At least Pierce doesn't act like I'm invisible when he's with his friends. You know I give a shit, he was quick to counter. If I didn't care, I wouldn't. You wouldn't what, Hugh? She cut him off by hissing. You wouldn't treat me like an afterthought? Because newsflash, asshole, that's exactly what you've been doing. And that's when Joey walks away because he didn't want to get involved. So, want to point out, this is a week after New Year's Eve. How many freaking snippets do we have about New Year's Eve 2004? And we know something's going to go down with Hugh and Liz.
I can pull them up for you. Don't you worry. We know something goes down.
We come prepared here.
Countless times. We have talked countless lives and countless videos about snippets. We've talked so much trying to dissect what goes down on New Year's Eve 2004. And a lot of us, like, while we have not exactly pinned it down, we have determined that plus the 90s party, this is like a really big catalyst into what becomes 2005 for Hugh and Liz, and it becomes their big reconnection. So I think it's so interesting that just a week into their rekindling, that this is the type of conversation they're having. Now, granted, I don't think this is necessarily the tone of the rest of their night, but like it's even Hugh being like trying to preserve their rekindling and try and keep things moving in a good direction here. And also, you can really tell how clear-headed Lizzie is here, being like, but also she's just like, all right, I'm just going to go off with Pierce because she's maybe still like trying to get comfortable around Hugh again. Here we go. Yeah, Hugh pissing off Kay and the gang when he saves Liz at New Year's Eve 2004 in Biddy's when the trouble kicks off. So yeah, this is a very interesting interaction. I'm sure you guys have thoughts. So what would you like to say?
Well, first of all, this is where you really just say King Joey and how observant he is. Because we read an entire duet where, like my lovely co-host said, the bones are there. If you know what you're looking for, you can see it. However, our two protagonists do not see it. Joey Lynch, first time he is in a room or a vicinity of these two people, he's like, oh, these two people are...
Something's going on.
Something is going on here.
Something's definitely happening. I also want to point out, I think it's fascinating, he straight says here, don't go upstairs with him. I think it's important to point that out because something, isn't someone banging on a door later
Mm-hmm.
of potentially someone, you know,
Yep.
going home,
Yep.
So I think,
Potentially more than person, for
yeah.
all we know, because there is a pause in the knocking. So, which we will get to that in that chapter. So,
that's a good call. Like
yeah, because
maybe there's
there,
multiple
yeah,
people thinking something's going on, so they're like, open the door. Who's
yeah.
in
I
there?
will. I
Type
will
of deal.
share my theory when we get to that chapter. But I have a thought about what that timeline might be. So,
Yeah, so we've just got a lot of snippets here, you guys, for Liz Hugh at this 90s party. We've got a lot of snippets of Katie and Feely at this 90s party. There's just a lot going down here between them. And also, I think it's funny that he doesn't remember her name. He calls her Lily or Izzy.
yeah, I
Um,
skipped over
but
that.
she's like, hey, at least Pierce doesn't treat me like I'm invisible when he's with his friends. So why would Lizzie be upset that Huey's not acknowledging her
I
when
know.
at
Yeah.
this point, yeah, it's just I
Especially
cannot wait to get
when
this movie.
snippets are hinting that that's exactly what she got on New Year's Eve a week ago, because it seems like Hugh like ditched his friends to go with her. So yeah, I don't know. I'm curious what went down in that 1 week as well. I don't know.
Yeah,
I truly don't know.
yeah,
I do want to also point out interesting foreshadowing. This is the first instance where Joey makes the remark of "not my circus, not my monkeys,"
yeah,
and it refers to Huey and Lizzie. And we know based on snippets, Joey's going to have a large role in that storyline, that plot. And so I just think it's very interesting that right off the bat, he's like, something's going on with these people. Not my problem.
Well, he immediately says if they're trying to conceal a hookup, they're doing a pretty terrible job at it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You
100%.
know?
Well, then, so Joey, to avoid the situation, goes back out into the backyard, and Lizzie follows him out there, which I love, and tries to bum a cigarette off of him. And then she's like, "It's Lizzie." And then she's like, "Can I have a cigarette?" And he's like, "No, why not? You don't smoke and I don't share." And then she goes, "I hate parties." And then he goes, "Well, why come?" She goes, "It's complicated." He goes, "Fair enough." it's it's kind of sweet. Like Lizzie like is looking for like a third party and unbiased external person to just like vent to here.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I just love that. It's like the softer side that of Lizzie that like Lizzie lovers can really see, but not a lot of people are willing to admit. And she's like, "That's it? You're not gonna ask me why?" And he goes, "No." And she goes, "How come?" And he goes, "Because I don't care about your answer." She goes, She tilted one side, studying with her blue eye. "You don't belong here." He goes, "No shit, Sherlock." And then she goes, "So why'd you come?" And he goes, "It's complicated." And she goes, "You know, I used to have an epic crush on you when I was younger." She didn't blush or blanch when she said it either. Girl had an impressive pair of balls on her. Most of the girls in our class had, blah, blah, blah. Oh, and then she goes, "Which only proves that I've always been attracted to the worst kind of wrong for me." That's an interesting comment to make.
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm just wondering what's going through her head when she says that. Anyway, Joey says, "For a kid, you sound awfully cynical." She says, "I'm not a kid, but you are friends with my baby sister, which means that you could be 40 and you'd still be a kid in my eyes." All right. So, and yet, a party being thrown by your school's rugby team. Oh, she says, "I don't like athletes anymore." Sorry, I highlighted that. And he goes, "And yet you're attending a party being thrown by your school's rugby team. Makes perfect sense." She goes, "I'm here for Claire." And he goes, "Bullshit. You're here for her brother." Immediately.
Clocked it. Clocked it.
Clocking it. Clocking it. And then she goes, her eyes widen. "What are you?" "Let me guess." I interrupted, amused. Joey's so interested. "Oh, bye, Ashley." Where'd she go?
And she turned her camera off.
But then she left too. Her little windows.
No, I
running
hit
right
it
here.
because she turned her camera off.
Oh,
So
okay.
when she
Okay.
turns it
Word.
back on, I'll put her back on.
Fair. Okay, cool. All right. So he goes, "You're fucking Biggs and he won't commit, so you've gone off with one of the lads on his team to get back at him," which there's some selective truths potentially there.
Yes.
She goes, "I don't. It's not." Her mouth fell open and she gaped in horror at me. And he goes, "You need a better poker face." And she goes, "You have it all wrong." He said, "I don't think I do." don't worry, I don't talk. There's nothing to talk about. She looked truly terrified now because, like I said, you have it all wrong. Sure, I have. Oh, God, please don't say anything, Joey. He has a girlfriend. I have a ... And then Joey interrupts him or her. And then he goes, you keep an eye on Shannon when she starts at school next week. Watch her back and keep any assholes who think targeting her in line, and I'll forget everything you think I have all wrong. And then she goes, I'm not a bad person. I'm not a slut either, which is interesting considering what's about to go down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she goes, you're thinking I'm a horrible snake to even consider going there with another girl's fella, but you have no idea what's really going on. She mumbled red-faced. It's really, really complicated and messy and a million other things.
Yeah.
So there is a lot to unpack here.
I just love, you get so much of Lizzie's point of view here already with being terrified of being perceived as a slut. And is she thinking back about how the pill peer situation and how that was perceived by everyone? So she's worried that Joey's now going to perceive her a different way for thinking she's going after. And at this point,
yeah. Which also, is
he
that
doesn't.
raw after New Year's Eve? Potentially?
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's...
And she's like, also fascinated here because Joey doesn't mention Katie. It's not till later that he's like, "Ooh, I guess that's Katie's fella," and like,
I
not my
know
circus,
when that
not my
happened.
monkey, you know?
He's like, and then we get another, not my monkeys, not my circus.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
whatever. Um, but I find Lizzie's desperation here to not be judged the biggest takeaway from this. Not be judged by Joey or anybody else. Don't tell
Mm-hmm.
anybody. This could make me look a certain way. Like you don't know what's going on. It's super complicated. But she doesn't deny that something's going on. She just says it's complicated.
Exactly.
But she does not deny that
Exactly.
something is going on. And I think that's very, very important. So.
And she doesn't even deny that she's there for Hugh.
Mm-mm.
She just starts like stuttering and mumbling. But immediately then just defends herself, which is just one of the traits I really love about her, that she's willing to, but also at the same time, it's like interesting how much she feels the need to control people's perception of her.
Anything else about this chapter?
I just love our first like
I
grown.
do too.
It's not first timeline wise, but in publication order, it's our first Joey Lizzie interaction, which I love. So yeah, it's a special one. Just sharing a cig in the backyard. Another very high school moment, at least for me. This was relatable.
And him not wanting to like give it to her, kind of like when they first were, and he's like when they first meet in R10, you know. So already kind of looking out for her in certain ways. Yeah. So. Okay, we jump into chapter 6, which is Blonde with the Death Wish. This is so stark.
Before you get started on this, Ida, I need you to drop your thoughts in the chat so they can pop up while Olivia gets started. So anyway,
you guys are skipping my turn again.
No, we're not.
No, I go after her.
No.
It's you.
I started.
Grace, me.
I
you,
started.
Grace, me. It's you, Grace, me.
Is it not?
Grace just went. I did chapter 3. Now I do chapter 6.
Oh, there we go. This chapter went on too long. This chapter went on too long. I thought it was 2 chapters. That's why.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, you might be mixing it up with our old order or something.
No. It's because I went off camera. Nellie had a nosebleed. I came back. I thought you guys were on a different one. So.
Oh, no.
Nope. Still on the same one because it's the first Joey Lizzie interaction. Yeah. And the first
big
chapter.
Hugh Liz too. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots to unpack there.
Blonde with the Death Wish, chapter 6, which is my chapter to read. This is Aoife's point of view. And she talks about how she's grown within an inch of her life. I laid back on the couch in Katie's boyfriend's living room, feeling like I had taken a trip back in time. I love that Bloodhound Gang's The Bad Touch comes on. Feeling buzzed, I watched as Casey backed her booty up against some dark-haired boy from Tommen and feigned a stagger. Ooh, maybe that's a little intentional there. That she feigns her a little. She had her eyes set on a prize here. I rolled my eyes when he grabbed her hips to steady her, which is exactly what she wanted. She was so predictable. Thanks, Casey said, beaming up at him. No problem. What's your name? She asked, stepping closer. Patrick, he told her, offering her a shy smile. What's yours? I love that Eve was like, run, Patrick, run, not realizing that Patrick's probably going to eat Casey up too. Uh, I'm Casey. So, Patrick, what year are you in? Fifth year? You, sixth year? Do you play rugby? He's like, yeah, I'm an inside center. She's like, excellent. Just what I wanted. It's like that Burns Simpson meme where legs. That's just what I imagined Casey in this moment, just cackling. Like, yeah. She's so
Amber
ready.
in a cellar right now. She wants a turn. Amber goes, Casey also wants a turn.
Oh my god.
Cracking me up. Cracking me up. Yeah.
And then Katie immediately is watching this. And she's like, hey, that's Patrick Feely. He's good friends with Hugh. And then this is where Aoife points out Claire. And they kind of talk about how she's with Gibbsy here. She's probably one of the sweetest girls that you'll ever meet, Katie says. Wait a minute, I think I know the guy she's talking to, because then she remembers that he offered Joey a condom in Biddy's once. Katie's like, yeah, that sounds very Gibbsy-like. He's, well, let's just say that he's one of a kind. He sort of lives in his own world. And then Aoife's clocking it here too. She clocked. Look at the parallels. Aoife clocking Claire Gibbsy, Joey clocking Lizzie Hill. You know?
I love
Right?
it. Yeah, so true.
They're both
So
clocking
true.
the
And like
other couples in the room.
Yeah, but in all
Yeah,
fairness, aren't
and-
Claire and Gibbsy kind of obvious? I mean, Shannon notices them.
yeah.
But Shannon's also
been
been friends with Claire longer, so I'm sure she's
Yeah.
heard her talk about Gibbsy.
I think it's
right?
just the fact that Hughie and Lizzie are, you know, like so many people claim, they were never planned. There's nothing in the
Yeah.
13 duet. Like,
Which is so interesting because I absolutely hate that argument, because we know for a fact, based on, I mean, even in our interview, Chloe had it planned from the beginning. She literally has drawings from when she was 14 years old, about Samson Strong and Dorothy Tickle. Like,
I
from when she
actually
was 14
saw-
years old.
I saw an argument on Reddit this morning that was great. I fully agreed with it because once again, somebody made a post going, "Are we really supposed to believe this?" And somebody was like, well, yes, I think the answer to Hughie and Lizzie not being the first couple is very simple. For one, Chloe said, you can't start with Lizzie. Number two, part of what makes Hughie and Lizzie so popular is the mystery and an intrigue surrounding them. You can't do mystery and intrigue with the first couple. It just doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
I mean, look, here we are. We're deep diving a contemporary romance. Like, most deep dives are fantasies and everything like that. So clearly, Chloe wrote it in the way that she wanted, and here we are all dissecting one party.
Yeah.
100%.
Also, I find it fascinating here that, because we get further into this, you know, Katie and they're talking about Claire and Gibbsy, and Katie's like, there's a bunch of medals on display in Hugh's cabinets in his front room. What is this competition? What is FEIS? Five.
It's called. It's pronounced fesh, I believe. Yeah, it's pronounced a fesh, and it's like a fair, I guess. Like
Do you guys ever listen to
I don't know.
Bewitches
It's
Say
a
La Vie? That was
Oh,
my
I love that song.
jam.
Yes. Oh my god. Wait, guys, literally this weekend at my brother's lake house for my 8-year-old niece, I played her that song. My brother walked out and was like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm showing her the ancient texts.
So, did you ever M2M's Mirror, Mirror? Mirror, mirror, hanging on the wall.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh my god. And I'm like 9 years old
Oh my
going,
God.
ah! Just
I know. Would
jamming
you
out to it.
consider those like one-hit wonder bands? I mean, those
Yeah,
were great.
probably.
Bewitched, I feel like, had a couple
Yeah,
others, though.
Steps too. Do you guys remember
No?
Steps? But did they just do cover
Yes,
songs?
Yes.
I feel like they just did cover songs.
I don't
They
know.
became popular from covering
Great
it.
times.
Yeah.
I know, so good, so good. This is our deep dive,
Yeah.
guys. Welcome to this chaos. We go up on number two.
I just love all the Euro dance getting played. I love that Aoife says Gibbsy, boy moves like Lord of the Dance.
Yeah.
Fun fact, Lord of the Dance is from my neighborhood in Chicago.
Oh, okay. I have no idea what that is.
Went to my brother's school. You don't know who Michael Flatley is?
No idea.
He's iconic for his Irish dancing. Damn.
Sorry, not once in my life have I gone online and been like, Irish dancers. Gotcha.
I know, but Lord of the Dance was like River Dance. Do you know what River Dance is?
Nope.
Okay, all right. Maybe this is very niche to my South Side of Chicago culture that I know about it. There's like a million Irish dance schools in my neighborhood. Move on.
Anyway, back to this. We get basically Aoife clocking Claire Gibson. She's like, they're really not together. Interesting. And Katie's like, no, they're not. They just have danced together and whatnot. I also find it fascinating here that Kylie Minogue's Kids Come On. Kids is the title of that song. When they're about to go make a kid. Is that interesting? When Aoife's about to go make a kid. Fascinating. What are the lyrics to that song, I wonder? And also, Claire Gibson, another kid's mentioned. Potential more foreshadowing?
Yes. Wait.
2 in 1 here? Because they're dancing to that
yes,
song.
I forgot about that one. Mm-hmm.
Right? But Katie's laughing at this. She's like, uh-oh, Huey's going to freak. Why is she not with Huey here? This entire party, she's not around Huey until she comes back from being in a car with a certain boy.
Mm-hmm. That's the first interaction that they have the entire night.
This whole scene is wild to me because you have Katie just bobbing along, having a good time, not with her boyfriend. You have Casey putting on this performance of a lifetime, in my opinion, where they're basically pretending to meet each other for the first time. Like, who are you? Like, it's just... What a wild night.
What a wild night. Not only do we have that, but Joey ends up showing up here. Well, they finally notice that Joey's there. And Katie's like, oh crap, he's here. She's more concerned about that than Huey being upset about Claire Gibson, which is fascinating. And Aoife starts panicking. She's like, oh my god, why is he here? He shouldn't be here. And Casey's voice slurred. He's definitely, man, she's gone. She's far gone. Apparently, Dolly Parton was wrong when she said Jolie was a redhead. It turns out she's blonde with a death wish. What a fascinating quote there in general, because isn't there a certain redhead there?
Mm-hmm. She's blonde with a death wish. That
case is just a mess. Like, because you see,
Chloe definitely. There's a lot of meaning.
Growl. Can you imagine your best friend drunk off their ass, defending your honor or whatever, and they let out a ferocious growl?
No, I couldn't imagine my friend saying this about someone no one knows who she is. But I think it's fascinating because we get this conversation already about Lizzie, and Katie defends Lizzie here. She's like, oh no, guys, that's only Lizzie. She's in 3rd year at Tom, and she's best friends with Claire. And Casey says, maybe for now. Soon she'll just be known as the girl I went to prison for killing, right? And Katie's trying to talk her down. Katie here is saying one thing to her friends, but in her mind, we have snippets confirming that she is insecure about Lizzie. She feels ignored. Lizzie and Hugh have spent most of the 90s party together based on snippets. We also have a snippet of Katie asking Huey not to spend time with Lizzie. Is it potentially after this scene where Casey starts talking about how the Misha Barton wannabe is what she calls her, right?
Mm-hmm.
That Misha Barton wannabe. And even later, Aoife goes, I don't trust girls like that around guys girls who look like that around guys who look like that, right? So Katie's already putting on this different perspective, like this personality for her friends. She's trying not to show the insecurity, but internally she is very insecure about this moment, right? Why wouldn't she tell her best friend the truth?
I just also wonder too if, because we talked about this in our very first podcast episode when we did the timeline and everything. We've speculated, obviously, so much goes on in this week between Hugh, Liz, and Feely, Katie as well. It's like, is she starting to feel in a good place with Feely, so she doesn't really care what's going on with Hughie at this current moment in time? I mean, we've talked so much about, like, these are teenage emotions. You change how you're feeling within the hour. Like, you know, just the fact that she's just very okay here.
Yeah.
Is she though?
That
I don't know.
I
Yeah.
but also I feel like she's. Oh man, I'm gonna get clipped to hell and back. I know it. I feel like
You
she's
can't do your
intentionally.
special edit magic here
I
and
know.
there.
I feel like she's.
Here's some new content for
I
you
know
all.
you're watching. Go ahead and play this. I feel like she's intentionally putting on a certain personality to come off a certain way to where she looks like a victim in every circumstance with Liz and Hugh.
Mm-hmm.
Truly, I think that's the bottom line here. Is she's deeply insecure. She's not telling her friends that she's insecure because she then later gets to play the victim.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, but she is correct in the scene when it comes to Casey. She's desperately trying to stop Casey from acting a fool here. And she's trying to get Aoife to be like, you are the only one who can stop this. You need to go. And Aoife's like, I can't, right? So I'm clipping you. They've already done it. That crazy girl's already got me. She's outside my house right now with the camera. She's got me, you guys. She's got me. But I feel like she's the only one who's trying to get Aoife to step up and do the right thing here. And Aoife's desperately because she doesn't want to go talk to Joey. She's afraid to, which I get. But Katie is right in this instance. Like, she needs to go stop
absolutely.
Casey from attacking an innocent person here. Mm-hmm. So, you're 100% correct that this is what insecure people tend to do. They tend to hide that insecurity so they can be perceived a different way, right? So, but also here's this quote. You go and get Casey, I'll go find Patrick Feely. Katie does not even mention, let me go talk to Hugh, find a solution here. Her solution is to go to Patrick Feely.
That's what I'm saying, though, is clearly, I think they've been hanging out a lot in the last week or so. That's why her instant...
Yeah. Yeah.
She's like, oh, he's one of the good ones.
Yeah.
Which is wild, because isn't the scene of them making out against the wall before this?
Yeah.
A year ago. Yeah.
Clearly, her and Feely have had a good week, is what my guess is.
So. Okay. Now it's your turn, Ashley.
Okay. The road to hell is paved with good intentions, Joey. So we pick up where Joey and Lizzie were talking, and Lizzie's basically going over the class list of who Shannon will probably be, mingling with and everything like that. And then, they mentioned Johnny, Cormac Ryan, Ronan McGarry, all of that. And then Casey does what Katie was trying to stop.
Mm.
Yes, I mean, she just... Well, it didn't take you long to jump into old habits. Having fun with your new side piece, asshole. And then Lizzie obviously decides to defend herself, but Joey is just like, you can leave. Like, he doesn't want Lizzie involved. He's like, just leave. Everybody leave. And basically, like we had said before, Casey is making a fool out of herself. And Aoife's like, Casey, stop it. Stop it right now. Don't do this. And this is when Joey realizes that Aoife is here.
Mm-hmm.
And Casey, I mean it. Let's go. But he hurt you. Casey continued to slur. You're sad and eating all that chocolate, and it's all his fault. It doesn't matter. Come on, I'll get us a spin home. And this is when they're like stumbling out. They're trying to get Casey in the car. Aoife and Joey are trying to have a conversation while all this is going. And then Katie's like, I'll just get her home. You guys do your thing. I'll take care of this. And that's why I said I feel like that's very interesting that Katie decides to leave mid-party.
boyfriend is in the house.
Her boyfriend's party.
Her boyfriend's party. Right. She's going to go on this little journey to take Casey home.
When Patrick and Casey were dancing together earlier, Patrick's a good guy. You can trust him to take Casey home alone. Why aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting, Asala saying, Casey, you are projecting.
Ooh.
But like I said, I think Casey had an agenda this night.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So, very interesting car ride. I'm very curious to see what happens in that. So, Katie, Casey, and Feely drive off, and Aoife and Joey are left on the front lawn, and they're talking for a little bit, and then Joey's like, or they're both like, why are you here? Like, who invited you? And Joey's like, what are you doing at a Tommen party? I was invited by Katie. And then that's when they're talking, and Joey's like, I had a vague recollection of Malloy telling me about her friend having a boyfriend on the rugby team at Tommen, but I'd been too strung out to pay much to the conversation at the time. And then he's like, well, I thought her name was Katie Horgan. She's Katie Horgan Wilmot. Malloy replied, her parents aren't married, remember? Her mom's Horgan and her dad's Wilmot. She has a double-barreled last name, but she mostly goes by her dad's name. The whole point of this conversation, and this is what a lot of authors do, is because then Joey is like, well, why does she go to Tommen and not BCS? And Aoife's like, you know why. I told you. So basically, it's an important thing, but we are not supposed to know yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is an author's way of like, well, I've already told you. But Joey wasn't paying attention, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, then they just, they talk it out. They do their Aoife Joey thing, and yeah. Does anybody really have anything to add to this before they go back inside the party?
I do love Joey and Liz. The opening of this, Joey and Liz just sitting there talking to each other, already shows you how comfortable they are with one another.
Mm-hmm.
How close. Joey does not do that with anybody else. He's not going to sit there and have private conversations with Katie or Casey. You know, he's not. He's literally only doing that with Podge, Aoife, Shannon, and now Lizzie, right? So already you feel that bond with them, and and it's just them talking, like having a good time, you know, gossiping basically. Um, and I feel like he even handles it really well when Casey does make a complete embarrassment of herself. He's looking out for Lizzie here. He's like, go because I don't want you guys getting in a fight. And then he says he looks at Casey with disgust, like for even coming at Lizzie that way or insinuating he's doing anything with Lizzie, right?
I think in all fairness, they were all looking at Casey with disgust.
Because who goes up to someone? You don't even know what the conversation they're having is. Lizzie's literally just sitting there talking to him. Like, is he not allowed to talk to any other females?
Well,
ever?
absolutely.
It's
And
so
like, not to
embarrassing.
sound lame or anything, but like, this is also not their turf.
Yeah.
This is
Good
another
point.
school party, and you're just coming in guns like. And you know, also I can see why Katie was really trying to hone her, because Katie brought Casey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's
good point.
+1, you know.
Very worried about her perception.
You know, your friends have a party, you bring your friend from another school, and then they start acting a fool.
Not only acting a fool, but going after. She knows Liz and Hugh's backstory, right? Going after someone that she knows is important to not only the group but Hugh in specific.
Yeah.
Like she's probably humiliated. Like, oh my god, this looks badly on me. I would be humiliated.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh yikes, you know. Also, it is mentioned here that Patrick Feely wasn't drinking. I think that's important to note as well.
That's a very important note.
Yes.
Very much so. Very, very much so.
So, like, did he also have a Christmas epiphany like Joey? I'm gonna act clean for a while?
Maybe.
Yeah, but
then he's at the GAA grounds trying to get drunk, like trying to get weed.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think of the timeline of, like, on Gibson's birthday, he, like, passes out, which that's February 13th. End of February, Schoolboy Shield, we know he stops drinking again. And then, like,
bye, reader. Thank you so much.
Yeah. It really he seems to be doing a lot of wavering at this point in his life. So, yeah.
Also, I have it highlighted here. Katie says, Patrick Feely is outside with the car. What is Joey's first word? Her neighbor told her as she looped an arm around Casey. and help Malloy cart her outside to a nearby running car. So, yeah. So that's kind of that. That's my notes on
Well,
that
neighbor
chapter.
is his term of endearment, remember? That's what they all said back in the fall.
Redhead. Is that what they
Remember
said? That
when
redhead?
snippets were released? Oh my god, Joey has a nickname for her. Well, no, that's because he can't remember her name.
It's because she's got red hair.
Mm-hmm.
Joey doesn't give anyone nicknames in terms of endearment. Like, good God. So funny. Yeah, so that's that. Grace, it's your turn. Don't get mad, get even.
Alrighty. So here's another chapter where I really want to point out where the timeline and where everyone's been. So we had the interaction where, so in the living room there was Aoife, Claire, Gibbsy, and Katie, and then Joey and Lizzie were talking in the kitchen. Then Casey went and interrupted them. Katie took Casey home with Patrick Feely. We don't know what happens in that time, but now we have fast forwarded to a time where now Casey's gone. I'm assuming Patrick is back. I think he is. And then Aoife and Katie are in the living room, and Hugh, Joey, Lizzie, and others are now in the kitchen together. So Katie's still not with Hugh, has still not hung out with Hugh at any point.
And this is
Casey's gone.
after she comes back from being in a car.
Yes.
Being caught being in a car.
Yes. So I do want to point out she
boy.
does not, she is left and returned at this point. I know I'm probably over explaining, but when we're theorizing, there's so easy to get this all mixed up. But at this point in the timeline, she has left and returned. So I think that's interesting to point out. So, shaking my ass with Katie, who had returned from chaperoning Casey, as I highlighted. We danced around the makeshift dance floor with Ken and Baby Spice, so they are still with Claire and Gibbsy, while I dutifully ignored the asshole passing around a joint in the kitchen. And then they're talking, so they're dancing, again, observing Claire and Gibbsy and how close they are. And then Aoife makes a comment when they finally sleep together, there's going to be fireworks. And then, Katie's like, that's never going to happen. She's like, not until she's getting married. And then Aoife said, good for her. Sounds like she's taking cues from her future sister-in-law. And then Katie says, hey, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be good. And then Aoife says, true, but being bad is so much more fun. So in this narrator's POV, Katie's allegedly a virgin. Now, is that true?
You and I specifically talked about this in the playlist coverage where we had Rachel with us too.
Mm-hmm.
You and I really debated back and forth on, we thought she had already done it prior to that sheets or 100%. That 2005.
Well, and it's kind of what Olivia was saying is that she's probably doing this so she can play victim. She's
play victim, but also
controlling the narrative.
Well, I also look at the way that this is. Hey, Katie's face flamed with embarrassment.
Because look at what she was just caught doing.
Right. Uh-huh. Well, okay, and we know from reading 6 of these books now, every character interprets other characters and what they're doing is differently. Mm-hmm. Now, this could be Katie's face flamed with regret.
I think it's both. I think it's a combination of embarrassment because she's perceived a certain way, mm-hmm. but she's behaving a different way behind the scenes, right?
Yeah, mm-hmm. I just think that this is hey, I actually did not have a good time first time. Yeah. But I want everybody to think that.
And she's also probably trying not to show her hand here so she can control the narrative around what's happening.
Well, and I think the line is very intentional. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be good. Not mm-hmm. being good, but wanting to be mm-hmm. good. And this is after we know she just was in a car making out with Patrick Feely. Right?
Mm-hmm.
She just got
and even
caught.
Aoife going being bad is so much more fun. I don't know. That kind of feels like an intentional conversation there on Chloe's part.
She literally just got her face flaming with embarrassment because maybe she's flashing back to, I was just caught in a car with a man who's not my boyfriend. Right? I don't know. Just my thoughts here.
Which also makes me wonder what was Lizzie doing during those call it 30 minutes when Casey was getting off? How did she? I have so many questions. So
well, we know that Hugh and Lizzie have a one-on-one talk. That would imply a private, based on that snippet I showed earlier. That to me implies a private conversation outside of earshot from other people. So I think that's outside of what Joey witnessed.
You mean different from?
Correct.
Yeah, no,
correct.
100%. Yeah, because the fact that she's now buddy with him in the kitchen, which we're about to get to, their evening is thawing between each other, and based on snippets, we know they actually end up having a grand old time. So, yeah, and again, they're really trying hard to be that way with one another. So,
really quick, Grace, so that I want to highlight this comment real quick from Holly. 1,000%. I think a lot of what Katie does is because of her grandparents.
100%. Agreed.
When you are living in a very overprotective, over-controlled household, especially where religion comes in play, a lot of families like that, they will threaten very extreme things because they do not want their child doing things that they deem sinners or whatever. And so I really think what it boils down to is a lot of what Katie says, does, and thinks is because of her home.
Well, that, and we don't know necessarily what actually is going on with her dad, right? And what happened between her dad and her mom. We know that she's born out of a teenage pregnancy, right? Hence the term wanting to be good. I think there's so many compounding factors into Katie behaving the way that all three of us here believe she's behaving. Other people could say that they don't see it, but I believe she's behaving a certain way. That's not to say that she doesn't have reasons or a valid trauma that's inciting that behavior, that's inflaming that behavior inside of her. I truly believe she does, but that doesn't negate the fact that I believe she's putting on a show for outside people and inside different stuff is going on. The fact that she just got caught making out with Patrick Feely in a car and is in her boyfriend's house shaking her ass up against Aoife Malloy, acting like nothing is wrong, talking about being a good girl, is so shocking to me that nobody clocks that behavior there. That is not someone who is Shannon Lynch coded. It is not.
No, not at all. No, Shannon would never do that. And which is fine. They're different people. Yeah. But that's...
I don't want another Shannon Lynch. I already got her.
But the point is, don't put Katie into a box that she doesn't belong.
And because you think it's a negative box. I think that's what bothers me the most, is that you find these women who can be complicated, complex, and do bad things not as worthy as being propped up as the good girl Shannon Lynch. That is such weird behavior to me.
Well, that's such a great point. Why aren't they taking Katie at face value? Why
because
are they trying
so much of it, you guys, goes into this self-inserting problem. And let's face it, Katie is a character. We don't have her POV. We know the least about her when it comes to the Core 10. And so it's very easy for a 15-year-old to pick up this book and go, she's really sweet and her boyfriend is cheating on her. I see myself in this girl. Where so many of this generation is doing this. We've seen it everywhere. And every time, like we saw it with our 10, Chloe's ruining these characters for the sake of Lizzie and Hughie. No, it's you didn't know enough about these characters, and now you're learning exactly what their personalities are, what makes them tick, and it upsets you. But this self-inserting thing is a problem. You know, it's like last year, before our 10 came out. Anytime I would mention that I was so excited for Lizzie's book because she's my favorite female main character, you must be a bad person because Lizzie's a bad... Why does choosing a character dictate who you are as a person? This is such an issue And I think when it comes down to this series and Katie and Lizzie specifically, this self-inserting is really where you see the problem.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Look how fun that is. It's clicking on random buttons here.
I like that.
But I agree, Holly. I agree with this 100%. We as readers
Anyway,
do not know who the real Katie is. And if she
100%.
does end up being more complex and not as good girl as you all want her to be, there is nothing wrong with that. That does not make her less of
100%.
a good character. Okay?
Literally. And that does not mean that Chloe's a bad writer or trying to make any of her characters look better. It just means she is
Oh,
her
I don't
own
know.
unique person and character.
Ida said new mask new me. Didn't Chloe post the playlist? Is
I
that for?
think
I don't
she
pay attention to
did.
those
Yeah,
snippets,
I
so
do
that's the dumb
remember
question.
seeing that.
Wait, is that the name of the chapter?
Patrick even says Katie puts on an act for other people. Yeah, we have snippets of that. Yep. So.
Yeah, that's the thing that I am excited for Katie and Philly's story is both of them are not afraid to tell each other exactly what they truly think of the other person.
Yeah. Yep. And call them out.
Mm-hmm. And they both do. He's like, I can see through the performance you're putting on, and she calls him the man whore he is. So
yeah.
No wonder they don't get together.
It's why, honestly,
When they're
I don't
younger.
think. I think, like Chloe said, you have these like soft, happy endings for the couples. I truly think Katie and Philly are going to be the only ones that are not holding hands together at graduation.
We kind of have confirmation with that because we know that we're going to get a time jump with them. So.
Mm-hmm. I just think with the way that they both have put on such masks for other people, they need to grow up a lot before.
Yeah. And also the only people who can see those masks are the people themselves. So not only does Katie have everybody in her friend group fooled, but she's got the audience fooled too. Same with Patrick, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're so good at wearing those masks. So.
Very true.
Alrighty. So there's a lot more to unpack here. So I'm gonna continue on. Anyway, Katie is like, are you gonna go talk to Joey at any point? It's clear why he's still here. And then Katie goes on to say that she's like, it's obvious that he's not looking to replace you. Greta Birchill is the sixth girl I've watched crash and burn with him tonight. Oh my god, Olivia, where'd Olivia go now? Is she getting the strawberries?
Maybe she got the strawberries. That's what I was
gonna say. Hopefully she washes them. Anyway, I think it's interesting to point out that Katie has noticed. Did you get them?
No, I just turned down. My lights were starting to blind me. I was like,
For sure.
I had to go
we're like, maybe she went out and got those strawberries.
I heard.
Greg was just so persistent. Like, come on, you really want to try these strawberries?
Well, we eat crazy amount of strawberries, so
they're great. I literally have strawberry nails right now.
So cute.
Yeah. So
wait, didn't Daisy, one of the actresses didn't she do a strawberry rock?
I think she did. Yeah, and there was like a lemon one too. But yeah, there's strawberries on them. Aren't they cute?
Yep.
Anyway. Very, very fitting. Okay, so I did want to point out, so Katie points out to Aoife that Joey is sixth girl is now crashed and burned with Joey tonight. So what does that tell me? Katie's keeping a close eye on that kitchen and what's going down over there. Aoife's like trying to distract herself. Katie's got an eye on what's going on over there. And I wonder why. And she's even being like, oh, are you going to go talk to Joey? Are you going to go talk to Joey? Are you going to go into the kitchen? I feel like she's like looking for companionship for her to go face what's going on in that kitchen.
Hear what is Lizzie saying to Hugh? Maybe that's why she's got such a close eye on that kitchen.
Yeah, exactly.
Lizzie knows something. I don't want her left alone with Hugh. I don't want them talking because I don't want Lizzie's telling Hugh something.
Yeah. So I also highlighted, and she says, stem the crazy Harley Quinn, another Halloween foreshadowing. And then Katie says, he's not interested in any other girls, Aoife, which is something. And also she might be projecting a bit after her car ride. So, and then
Mhm.
she even says, go on, you're Aoife Malloy. Since when did you start letting a boy call the shots in your life? And it's interesting that's coming from Katie, because I'm not saying she does let a boy call her shots, but she does let her romantic situation dictate a lot of her decisions. So Aoife's like, damn straight I will. I'm going to go over there. I love that she called him the beautiful pothead himself. I highlighted that because I thought it was funny. And then Aoife goes, but you'd better take your own advice and come with me. Your own advice and come with me, because that moody looking pal of Shannon's is looking like she wants to eat that posh boy of yours up. Who? Lizzie? Katie laughed, trailing after me. No way. She's in their super elite inner circle at school. She's just a friend. Whatever you have to tell yourself, Katie. I rolled my eyes. Rule 1, my innocent little neighbor. Never trust a girl who looks like that around a boy who looks like that.
Once again, fascinating that she's putting on this act in front of Aoife when we have snippets that on this night she feels ignored and left out from Hugh. So she is upset that he was talking to Lizzie. But she's already giving off a different perception to the people around her who are supposed to be her best friends. I'm sorry, Grace. If I was insecure, I'm calling my best friends. I'm like, yeah, this girl, I don't like her around my man. Like, you're going to hear about it.
Well, and that's why I really think it goes back to her grandparents. So in Saving 6, it's mentioned a few times from Trish that she has spoken with Katie's mom or grandma. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I really think it's like, I just don't need anybody knowing anything because I don't need this getting back.
Yep.
100%. Yeah. Alrighty. So anyway, they finally enter the kitchen and they're in smoke. My dream blunt rotation going on right now. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what I'm saying. We're entering the second hour. I'm getting delusional. Okay, so she says, cheers, Podge, I acknowledge. And then she even says her little partner in crime ditches her, feeling awkward when Katie moves straight for Hugh, leaving me standing alone in front of a group of boys who normally I wouldn't bat an eyelid at chatting to. So it's like she was really looking for that companionship. I think they were looking to face it together, and Katie's like dipsets because she's ready to, I guess she's gotten.
Well, this is also not I'm sorry. I know Katie's probably got a lot going on in her mind right now because I really think she's worried about Lizzie telling Hugh, and so that's why she's hyper focused on getting to Hugh, right?
That's why she has her eyes on them. That's
correct.
She's watching them.
So I'm sure a normal teenage girl, but you know your friend is here, and her ex-boyfriend is also here. And she was super insecure when she saw him. You pointed out that Joey shouldn't be there, and now you're just leaving her alone with a group of guys that she doesn't know. That's very strange to me. It's very strange. Yeah.
And so anyway, Aoife introduced herself to Lizzie. And Lizzie introduces herself. Lizzie, she replied, giving me a half-hearted smile, shaking her head when Alec held out the joint for her. Your friend was wrong earlier, just so you know. I wasn't trying to get with your boyfriend. Very interesting that she makes that comment. I love that she does mention that and clarify that, but I don't know. It's clarifying.
Also, I want to clarify when Aoife notices that Katie goes to Hugh, it's literally just that she goes over to Hugh. She doesn't run into his arms and kiss him. She's not like, hey, baby, I missed you. It's literally, she just walks on over. She makes a beeline for Hugh.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Okay. So what else do I have highlighted here? I did ask, I was like, are you planning on sharing that blue eyes when she takes a hit from the joint? I'm really wondering who she's talking to there. Is it Feely? It's not clarified. That's something I'm wondering as well. We're going to find out eventually. So then Aoife hits the joint and Joey gets all upset because, I don't know, it's funny that this ends up being the thing that like kind of straw that breaks the camel's back. Yeah, they get together. I'm like, damn, let your girl get high.
I know. Why can
that just came out? Oh my god!
Why can you do it? You were just preaching how it's okay for you to do it to Podge, and now you're not letting me
Literally,
do it.
cannabis. It's just a plant.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then chapter ends with a very iconic line. She says, "You can't tell me what to do, Joe. You don't owe me." And he says, "Well, that's bad fucking luck on my account because you sure shit on me." She says, "Why would you say that to me?" And he says, "Because it's the truth. Since when? Since I was 12." And then we go into one of my favorite
what
chapters.
a line.
I know. Yes.
This is one of your favorite chapters? This is such a short chapter. There's not much happening here.
I know, but the whole the like, how sorry, tell me you love me, all this.
But that to me, I love that because to me it also is a parallel to Liz and Hugh.
I love that
baby
interaction. It's like I made a TikTok about that. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of. I think it's your turn, Olivia. I'm getting ahead of it, but
it's okay. We share her. I'm not going to cut you off. It's okay.
When their cast got announced, I literally posted this snippet and was like, seeing this on my TV screen, this particular
you're gonna crash out.
It's going to change my brain chemistry.
Go for it, Grace. Yeah. Go talk about it. I literally have no notes. I literally am just like, okay, they make up here. Like she says, picture poison, and that's literally
I guess it's short. Yeah, I guess it's short. So I'll just go ahead. Yeah. All right. So Joey says, "I didn't even mean to do that. I'm sorry. I just get excited. I love."
No, go for it. I know this is your couple. Wait till we get to Hugh Liz. I'm gonna be.
Yeah. All right. So Joey says, "You win this round." And then she goes, "This round, I always win, Joe." And then he said, "Yeah, she did, even when it wasn't good for her," which I believe that is a line and interaction that we see with them a lot. The snippet where they get engaged, she even says, "I always win. I get the ring, blah, blah, blah." So I think that's like a sweet little parallel that we have there. And he says, "Because every part of me loved every part of her, the good, the bad, and the ugly." And then she knew exactly what she was doing when she took the hand I had on her hip and placed it on her ass. Reaching up on her tiptoes, she curled a hand around my neck and pulled my face down to hers and says, "You're an asshole." So she's putting her hand on his hand on her tattoo of his name. So I thought that was like sweet and that's not the first time you do that this night. Yeah. "You're an asshole. I know you crushed me. I know. Bad boy. Tell me you're sorry." He says, "I'm sorry. How sorry? Very sorry. Good boy. Now tell me you love me. I love you. Say it again. I love you." I love it so much. How much? A lot. And then she's like, taking my hand in hers, she led me onto the dance floor like the habit of a lifetime. I followed after her, knowing that this girl was by far my greatest addiction. "What are you doing? You broke my heart," she told me. "The least you can do is dance with me." So, one, I do love the parallel of we kind of have a similar moment with Liz and Hugh and releasing 10, and I hope there's more like this to come. And two, just such an iconic moment. This just little set of dialogue sums up Aoife in a nutshell, and I love her so much. Ooh, Liz declines the joint from Alec right after Aoife says the smoke counts as not being straight and narrow. Liz probably interpreted her own way, correlating to her and his relationship. I didn't think about it that way, but I get it. I agree. I was thinking about how we have snippets of her and Hughie getting high up in her room later. So I thought it was interesting that she wasn't comfortable doing it around everyone, but she was comfortable doing it alone with you. I don't know.
Do we have snippets of them getting high at the 90s party? I don't know if it's specifically a 90s party.
I'm convinced it's a 90s party. I definitely think it is.
Yeah, we had a discussion on live about who keeps a bag of weed that long. And then that's when like in high school, I was like combing the bottom of the car.
I'm not convinced it's 90s party, but
I really think it is. Yeah. Especially, I think it is clarified they're in his room too. So, but I might be wrong. Anyway, we have Joey and Aoife dancing to Lightning Crashes here, which we know is foreshadowing for eventually Marie's funeral song. It's like his one request. Another moment of Aoife like taking Joey and saying, "Keep your eyes on me, make the song about us instead," and them saying that they love each other. And then this is when they really get into the conversation about getting back together. So, Olivia, I'll pass it over to you for the next chapter.
No, we'll go over to Ashley because it's supposed to be her turn for 10 anyway.
Oh, is it?
Go for it.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
You can go ahead. I'll do the next one. You're good.
No, because I really don't have many notes for the rest of this besides her getting knocked up. So I'll let you guys do it. I don't want to. My next chapter is supposed to be chapter 12. And I'm going to be honest. I really not going to go deep dive what happens in that chapter. it's just
Yeah, fair.
we don't
fair.
need to. So
I mean, we could
I'll
talk
let you
about
guys.
the knocking though. Not the
The
knocking
knocking
up,
up
just
we
the
can talk
knocking.
about. Yeah, I mean both is happening in the room. Both is going on at the same time.
Damn, that would be a great chapter name, knocking up and knocking on the door. Or like something like that.
All right, well, we have chapter 10. Don't say it if you don't mean it, Aoife. So Aoife and Joey are having a conversation, like, you know, about how much they mean to each other. And she's like, I'm a big girl. I knew what I was getting into myself when I kissed you that day outside your house. You have this warped notion that you need to shield me from your life when nothing about your life has come as a surprise to me. I walked into this relationship with my eyes wide open, and guess what? My eyes are still open, and I still want in. And basically Joey is like, what I did at Christmas, it went way too far. You're my whole goddamn world wrapped up in one girl. And then Aoife's like, I've never needed your protection, Joey. That's the problem. I'm not your mother or your sister. I'm not another girl who needs something from you. I'm the girl who wholeheartedly wants you. I'm the girl who wholeheartedly loves you. The hurler, the mechanic, the boy, the protector, the asshole, the lover, the addict. All of your versions, all of your shapes and colors, I accept them all. So I don't care how fucked up in the head you get or how bad of an idea you decide you are for me. If you can't be with me, warts and all, then walk away now, because I won't go through this again with you. And basically, they reconfirm their love for each other. And then she's like, why really are you here? And he's like, don't flip out. Don't give me a reason to flip out. I sold Biggs an eighth of joy.
I love that line.
I think I'm going to use that line.
I know.
He squirmed in discomfort of weed. Jesus, Joey. I didn't go to Shane. I haven't gone near him since that night. Then where'd you get it? Your personal stash? Jesus, what am I saying? Of course you had a personal stash. And he's like, it's all I had on me. Don't lie. I'm not. That's all I had. Why do you do something as incredibly stupid as selling weed to a bunch of private school kids? Why? Because I needed the money. My family. Because my old man blew every penny my mother had, and when he finished spending her money, she handed him mine. And then he talks about, you know, Christmas and all of that. And, you know, Aoife's just like, it's another reason I loved him so much and a huge reason why I despised his mother. But, yeah, that's basically this chapter. Anybody have any added notes or anything?
I just really love how they lay it all out there, and Aoife's so candid with him, and vice versa. But par for the course with that.
No, yeah, good point, Amber. An eighth for $200.
Oh, I know. Joey made out.
He sold some joy himself. He got the joy.
It's insane.
But no idea what this I have no idea what this correlates to. You guys,
back then,
the babies.
Back then, the street value would be like, I don't know, what, $50, $60?
Well, I remember back before the stores were open, and you would like say, I remember like a dub was $20. Oh
my God. A dime.
What is a dub?
Dime bag is a dub. Yeah. It'd be a gram. I'm saying too much.
Disclaimer alerts, all of us live in legal states.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Literally my 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
It's actually my job to price these things. No. Quite literally my job to look at data and price things. This is literally my job.
Break down the 2000. Actually, now this is your new homework. We need you to break down what this would have been in 2005. Okay. Yeah. And then you need to make a menu for us.
I'm literally constantly studying like price compression in my state, looking at profit margins. Like this is like literally what I do every day. Oh my God. I'm asking how much will people pay for how much weed? That's literally my job.
Well, depends apparently, on where you're from, I guess. Posh Irish boys will pay $200 for an eighth.
Maybe I should enter that industry. My full-grown adult job. Damn right.
Yeah. Grown-ass woman, by the way.
Grown ass woman.
Pays her bills.
It
Yep.
does.
I think
If I
Grace,
told-
in 2026, the fact that you're able to live alone, no roommates, no partner or anything, that's a flex, especially in
Yeah.
Chicago.
Yeah. In a 2-bedroom too, mind you. My cat has her own room.
Yeah, that is
Not
a
really,
huge flex.
but
Hey.
yeah, no, if I told my 18-year-old self this was paying the bills one day, she would lose her fucking mind. Or she'd be too high to care.
Totally that one. All right, who is taking over chapter 11?
Olivia, right? Or no, me. No?
Okay, take it away, Grace.
Okay. This is a short one. So this is kind of good back into Joey's POV, because last one was Aoife. And finally acknowledging how they got back together. He finally says that he recognizes Aoife as an ally and a teammate. And he says it never happened before, not with a single other human on this planet. I think it's interesting here that he says, because Aoife Malloy was not going to harm me. It took me 6 long years to accept that. When she told me that she loved me, she meant it. And it was unsettling as it was addictive, because if only she had felt a fifth of me for what I felt for her, then I was one lucky son of a bitch. I think it's interesting to hear his monologue here about how much he was like afraid to be vulnerable and really get himself in a relationship. And even though he puts on the front that he's trying to protect Aoife, he was also trying to protect himself because of his home life and whatnot. And then they talk about their anniversary. It was exactly 1 year ago yesterday, confirming that this was January 8th. We knew that, though. I think this is a really sweet moment. He said, I had to be sure that you wouldn't run. And she says, and now you're sure? Now you trust me? And he says, yeah, I trust you. And she says, wow, I think that means more to me than when you finally admitted that you love me. And he goes, how'd you figure? And he goes, oh, please, you've been in love with me since forever. It's so obvious. But I was never sure if you could ever truly open up yourself in that way to anyone. And he goes, not anyone, Malloy, just you. And then she does the other thing where she puts his hand on her tattoo. She puts her hand on his tattoo, and he put his hand on her tattoo. And they go, ride or die, Malloy. And then we get into Bambi.
Olivia, are you there? She wanted this chapter.
She did. You know what? My only highlights here are just bang, 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 bang.
Olivia, are you in the house? There she is.
What did I miss?
Well, it's your turn. Chapter 12.
We're on the knocking.
I told you I don't want to read it.
Oh,
So
okay.
you guys just skip over the part where I said I don't want to deep dive this part.
Okay, all right.
Really
So,
deep
chapter
diving?
12,
I'm gonna
very
pass.
quickly, if his point of view,
Someone deep
Bambi,
diving and it's
they are
not
in
me,
the bathroom at the Biggs house,
I can talk about it.
reuniting and making up. But the important part of this chapter is the multiple mentions of
Yeah.
bang, bang, bang. And while they are literally getting it on, both of them are like, F off, go away. And this person is still bang, 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 banging. And Olivia and I actually theorized, I think on a live last summer about this. We were like, I think it might be Pierce.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I've actually changed my opinion. Rereading this, I think it's multiple people.
I think it's multiple people because it goes bang, 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 bang. And then a long page, and then it goes, this time when the intruder pummels on the door, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to go into that next part. So my theory is that I think it's Hughie knocking at first.
I agree, because we have him
Lizzie's
saying don't go upstairs with him.
Yeah, thinking Lizzie had finally gone in there. And then I have a feeling Lizzie comes upstairs, finds Hugh, and then he realizes Lizzie's there. This is when I think they go over into his room, decide to get high together, and then Pierce realizes Lizzie's missing, goes upstairs trying to find her, and he's the second person knocking.
I agree.
Yep.
I agree.
Okay.
Because at the very beginning,
theory.
it's very intentional that Hughie's first words that Joey clocks are, do not go upstairs with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And now upstairs in the bathroom, someone's banging on that door. So.
Because even then, they're like a random lad.
Well, and we theorized it's definitely probably Pierce as the second person because of the crude comment. You
Afterwards,
100%.
stallion.
Yeah.
That's totally a Pierce comment.
Yeah,
It's a Pierce when he opens the door and sees it's not Lizzie. He's like, yeah, you got it, man. Yeah, because it ain't her. It ain't Lizzie.
My
Yeah,
Jesus,
yeah.
for a minute there, I thought we were going to have to call an ambulance for your lady friend.
And then he shrank away from him, quickly taking his out. Yeah, that's Pierce with no backbone. Like, we see him do that multiple times in our time.
Well, and as I have theorized before, and we will get into it with the next book, I think that Joey and Pierce are going to have a little tussle on the front lawn at Halloween. So.
Yeah.
100%. And oh my God, I've said I don't know if I've said this to you guys before, but
the man can't keep his mouth shut.
Yeah, 100%. No, I've
crude comments right here.
Mm-hmm. I've been thinking this since I read R10, that it was going to be Pierce too. I've been theorizing this since I finished the book, and I've said I want so badly of a bonus chapter of Joey's POV of Halloween. Like, Chloe, please, if you're listening to this, I've asked before, I'm going to ask again. Just give us a Joey POV of that night. I'm
not going to lie. I would like to see Johnny and Shannon in this post timeline when they realize our friends have a lot of messiness going on. And especially since Shannon, we see her with so much anxiety, especially in that Taming 7 timeline.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's a lot. I need, to be honest, my stomach is growling. I'm so hungry, you guys. I desperately need Claire and Gibbsy POVs from this timeline too, because something is going on with them.
Oh yeah, it's like we said when we covered the 13s.
I know.
In Binding 13, they're not attached to the hip. It's very weird.
There's got to be a reason why.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And don't tell me, Chloe just didn't have it planned yet.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, she's literally... Do you need her to pull out her old journals and photos, drawings that she did of Samson Strong and Dorothy Tickle? Is that what... Even then, you'd be like, AI!
Give her a lie detector test.
All right. Who would like to cover chapter 13? Olivia?
Go for it, Grace. I mean, it's nothing. It's the morning after, essentially. She wakes up and Marie. We get a little snippet of Marie here. I've already closed my book, but from what I remember,
that's why I figured. I'm like, you might want this one.
I know. I thought you'd want to give notes on Marie.
Can't stand that woman. I hate her so much. She's doing what she normally does, is being a terrible mom and trying to push off her responsibilities onto Joey. And when Joey finally stands his ground, he's like, "No, I'm going to spend the day with my girlfriend." She continues to try to guilt this guy. Disgusting. I'm sorry. I know work is important, but there are alternatives you can find instead of pressing this onto your child and trying to guilt him.
Can I also point out how she's also like when Aoife comes in the kitchen and she's just like, "Oh, I thought we weren't seeing Aoife anymore."
Yes.
Like that digging. Like
Yep. And she doesn't even. Aoife does not even care. I'm not clocked out. I'm clocked into hating Marie, but there's nothing going on really in this chapter. I'm only clocked in when it's time to hate Marie. Put me in, coach. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to go. But everything else, there's really nothing else going on in this chapter. They sleep together again. Do you want me to constantly talk about all the times they sleep together in this book? I would have no voice. Okay? Like, I'm not going to do that. We're not going to do that.
Seriously, I feel like when we've just been deep diving the 6s alone, I'm just like, and Joey and Aoife do it again, and
I'm
Joey and Aoife do it again.
Like, there's only so many times I can talk about it. There's nothing special going on. They just do it again. The only difference here is now it's in Joey's room, and it's after she has a very small... This isn't a big confrontation with Marie. It's nothing new, but what happens in this chapter is something we've seen. Marie pushing off her responsibilities. This is nothing new, right? There's nothing groundbreaking happening in this chapter.
Oh, wait a minute. I did have something to add because this is the final chapter of this part. Okay. Feely gave them a ride home.
I was going to bring this up.
So, he probably gave Katie a ride home. They all live around each other.
Mm-hmm.
So, Hughie's getting high with Lizzie in his bedroom, doing God knows what, because I have to bring this up. I did say in the Discord I would bring it up. Okay, this is Saturday the 8th. Okay, then we have Sunday, then we have Monday, the first day of school. It is noted in Binding 13, Lizzie doesn't show up till like 3rd period, and she's wearing guys' clothes. So we think Lizzie camped out at the Biggs house the whole rest of the weekend.
Hold on,
then-
I'm gonna text you something. Hold on. Mute myself. I'm gonna text you
I know.
something before I say.
I think I know what you're gonna say.
Yep.
But I
think I know
thought
what
that
you're
was
gonna
really interesting that she did say that Feely took them home.
Yeah. No, I thought that was interesting
so
too.
opposite way for him.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
100%.
Okay. Are we?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
It's possible
Okay.
though.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
I
checking.
did remember, but yeah.
But just interesting because, you know, when you think about it, Feely lives the opposite direction.
Mhm.
Okay? But he's taking Joey and Aoife home. He's probably already heading that direction. So there were probably 4 people in that car.
He's going to check on Casey at Elks Terrace.
Drops Katie off. Bye. I'm gonna go.
I mean,
or he's going to Biddy's to find some. No, I don't know. Yeah.
No, I think they've got more important things to do. I think after getting caught, I think the last thing they're gonna do is then leave the house together. To be quite honest with you, I think the last thing Katie and Feely are gonna do is.
Do you think maybe, because Katie noticed Lizzie saw them, she's all flustered. Do you think they'll have a talk now? Stay away from me at school. We need to keep distance. Because then you start binding 13 and, you know, according to Claire, they are happy in love, swinging each other around.
Maybe.
I just really think that this night really sets up for how the rest of these 6 people act with each other when school starts on Monday. Claire and Gypsy included.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah. Okay, any other thoughts on that chapter before we take a Q&A from the...
I can't believe I'm proud of ours for getting under 2 hours on this one.
I know.
Well, it was only 70 pages.
I know.
Actually, this is kind of long for 70 pages, but you know. But it's 90s party.
But like I said,
catalyst for so much.
It really, other than Johnny and Shannon, because they weren't there, this night really was important for the 8 other people.
Yeah.
Is it important for Claire and Gypsy?
I think so.
I think it is.
I think so.
Genuine question. I'm not.
No, I truly do think so, because Olivia and I talked about this a lot in the 13s. You really notice how in binding, they're not attached to the hip. Claire makes a lot of comments like he'll never want me. He flirts with anything in a skirt. And then in keeping 13, they're suddenly a lot closer. So I think they have their own mess of waves going on.
I think Claire and Gibbs have a plan with that bottle of champagne, given she brings it up again in T7.
Wait, what?
What bottle of champagne?
Claire said in Taming 7 that was only her second time drinking, and the first time had been at... She definitely was not drinking at 90s party. Oh, but I guess you're saying there could have been a plan, so maybe there was something more special planned. Oof. Part 3 is over 100 pages. Next part is only 60.
Maybe we'll have to split some parts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I anticipated Redeeming 6 was going to be a long series anyway.
100%.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. This and releasing are going to be crazy. Good God.
Well, and to be honest, too, with how short it is, I think there are going to be certain parts of Taming 7 that are going to take longer. Like before the back-to-school camping trip, we're probably going to be talking about that for a long time. Obviously, the coffee shop. I think there's going to be definite parts where there's going to be episodes longer than others, for sure.
Jackie, I know why you're saying that now, because when Gypsy comes into Joey and Aoife's car, they both look at each other and the champagne. So now I understand why you're theorizing that, which we'll get to that. So.
Oh, I love that. I'm literally reading these for the 3rd time on the sole purpose of finding foreshadowing for Claire Gibbs' pregnancy theory.
It's not a theory.
You're gonna find out
me at this point.
To me, it's 100% there. I can't.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's like, I would hate that for them, and I was like, if anything, they
guys, I have a TikTok on that from last summer where I did a tarot reading, It's very fascinating. Go check that out.
Yeah. Because during one of our lives, I brought it up. I was like, I think Claire, and you're like, actually, I've been thinking that too. And I was like, remember that night I went through and I started counting how many references were in the book? Yeah, that was one of our late night rambling
Chloe doesn't
sessions.
just drop that foreshadowing and
Mm-mm.
teasing for a reason. I mean, she does it in all of her series. So, like, Grace, did you clock that in the first chapter or whatever of the Broken series, her friend is joking with Kyle and she's like, you're going to have 7 kids one day.
Yeah, I did.
And literally
I did
has
notice
7
that.
kids. So,
Yeah. Well, then Carter kids, like, Tegan misses a period, and I was like, already?
Chloe loves this trope, okay? What can I say?
Yeah.
She loves babies.
I was shocked she was not pregnant in that part. Spoilers, sorry.
Thanks. Whenever I eventually get to that. Anyway, did you guys pick up anything we missed? Anything you want to talk about or ask questions?
This was an important night, so
yes,
this is your chance for the Q&A to get it all out there before we close up this live.
Also, I'd love people's thoughts and feelings on this format.
Yeah.
For sure.
Is there another?
I want to give a shout out to everybody that lives in a place where it's very, very late. Thank you guys so much. It's just, this was really the only time that worked for us. And like Grace so perfectly put in the Discord the other day, we are the tired witches, so you got to get on brand here.
Yeah.
And I'm finally back from I'm calling it my summer vacation. So sorry I've been MIA in the last week, guys, but I'm back at it. Also, I'd love to know if there's another like event that you feel like we should do a live deep dive for. Let me know. I can't guarantee we will, but
yeah. What do you guys think of this format? Let us know. Now you know how why the editing takes
a long time.
The stuff that I edit out one day will be released to the public, maybe.
One day.
Oh, the bunk bed theory.
That's going to be a whole separate series. We'll do an unhinged theory.
The problem with the bunk bed theory is that it's not safe for work, and I don't think people would want. I get canceled if I went on record with some of the comments I have about it.
You're already canceled. We're all already canceled. Who cares?
Bro. The Canceled Witches podcast.
Truly.
6 a.m. will shout out to you for waking up at 4.
Okay, guys, my food is here.
All right, well, you guys, I think this is where we're going to close it out. But as always, this will be available for a recording for you. So if you are checking this out at a later time, please leave your comments on anything that we missed, anything you want to add on. It really gives us another perspective to see how other people perceive this series. So
thank you guys for joining us and for being engaged in the comments. As always, we are so appreciative of you guys. Thanks for liking, sharing this video. We wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for you guys. We truly love engaging with you. We love hearing the different theories. We love hearing the different opinions. We love being fairly respectful about it. The best of my ability.
Olivia and I have always said from the beginning, since we started doing lives together last year, that no one's theory is more right or more important than other people's theories. They are called theories for a reason.
And it's okay to disagree with a theory, but to personally attack people over theories or what they're stating because of a fictional character, you guys don't need to email Bloom saying Olivia's being mean to Katie Wilmot, okay?
And we know that you do it.
We know you do it.
We know you do it. So
because it's giving pathetic. She's being mean to a fictional character. The person does not exist, okay? So they're
acting like you're personally triggering her. Some shit.
She's not a real person. She's fake.
Do you want to know? I love her actress though. I love Katie's actress. She's
anyway, before we close this out for the rest of the week on Thursday, you guys can look forward to our JJK episode 7 and 8 reaction. Probably on Friday or Saturday, you will finally get the rest of the Assassin's Blade deep dive.
Saturday because of tea time
live. We'll go live Friday like normal for our unhinged tea time. If you guys have any drama of the week that you want to submit for tea time, send it in the Discord, send it in these comments. Just send them.
Also, Discord people, I put a poll up. I need to know what I should read next. So
And
Oh,
you guys
yeah,
drop a link
you're
to the
still
Discord real
slumping.
quick, by the
Yeah.
way,
Got
so they can join the Discord because I've got some people here saying that they need to join. Yeah, we talk all theories over there. All news is over there. It's a very calm place, trust me. I did see, you know what? That's what I was looking at earlier on my phone. Is I got tagged in it, the new video from Dixie with the entire cast. She said happy birthday to a fan, Boys of Tommen
Oh,
fan,
that's
and
cool.
she
That's
had
really cute.
it
That's
was
really
her, it was
cool.
Amelia, it was Indy, and then Daisy, and then um, what's the actor's name who plays Cormac?
Nancy? Oh,
Cormac.
Jonathan.
Jonathan, yes. I almost
Yeah.
said Joseph. Jonathan. They were all in like a little booth together watching football, and she's going around saying she's a big fan of the books. It's her birthday today, so happy birthday.
How
Just
did she
cute.
get this shout out? I want a shout out.
Apparently, she said she posted on her TikTok that she knows a friend who knows her.
Oh, okay. That's cute. That's
So,
really
So it's
yeah.
nepotism.
It's never.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying that
Hey,
Dixie's the
if you
Nepo
got it,
baby.
you take it from it. I would take advantage of it. I'm sorry. Go for
Right,
it.
exactly.
Yeah.
We're just jealous because it ain't us.
But yeah, we
Johnny,
will have the
don't
link for the
consent.
Discord. So if you guys are not
Yeah.
already in there, make sure you
It
join.
is the custom link.
We have lots of fun chats over there all around.
Yeah. And make sure to like, subscribe, and if you are just joining us, Johnny, it is going to be uploaded so you'll be able to watch the full thing. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it.
It'll be
there
available right away. So
for rewatch. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Thank you guys so much. As always, we love and appreciate you guys, and we will see you on Sarah. We will
you're
see you
good,
on the next
Sarah.
one.
You're totally good.
Catch up, girl. Leave a comment below.